Hey guys, this is my video for internet class. Ooh. As fun as this sounds, it's actually pretty cool because I'm going to talk about fiber optics.
What are fiber optics?
Fiber optics is actually like the Ferrari of cables. Fiber optics is pretty much like the name. There are fibers that are actually made of glass that uses light to transmit data, pretty much just like any other cables that are run through this world. But the difference is that it uses light to transmit the data instead of electricity. You may be thinking, what's the point of you switching to light? Like, what's the point? Why does it matter? Well, besides the note that it saves energy, go green, woohoo, because of fiber optics, you can actually transfer data super fast, way faster than a Cat 5 or even a Cat 6 cable. It is significantly faster than a Cat 6 cable. You may be thinking, well, things always get faster, like look at new iPhones, it's always faster. Well, this is the difference between this and like say an iPhone becoming faster. This is actually a lot faster than you think, and also it actually has a wider bandwidth and it travels very far distances compared to Cat 5 or Cat 6 cables. So a Cat 6 cable can transmit 500 megahertz only over 100 meters, which basically is 50 megahertz per kilometers. While a multimode fiber is 500 megahertz per kilometer, which means over 500 meters it can transmit 1 gigahertz. There's several gigabits per second. That is very fast. You might think that I'm just exaggerating this, but it is a big innovation. Also with the distances, a Cat 5 or a Cat 6 cable, over not very far of a distance, they'll start losing data in the signal. But fiber optics is so cool that it pretty much defies what happens to Cat 5 and Cat 6. So like signal losses over 500 meters are negligible. For copper wires, 100 meters it only transfers 1,000 megabits per second. For fibers, 40 kilometers, it transfers at a rate of 10,000 megabits per second. That is 10 times the speed. That is 10 times the speed at 400 times the distance. The bandwidth is also insane. While copper wires are actually 10 megabits per second, while fiber optics are 69,000 megabits per second. So basically overall, fiber optics is another way of transferring data, but it's way more efficient. The thing about Cat 5 and Cat 6 cables is that they have interference due to their electromagnetic signals that actually interferes with each other and can have packet loss or increases like errors. Because fiber optics uses light instead of electromagnetic signals, fiber optics are actually immune to that type of interference, while Cat 5 and Cat 6 cables need to be engineered in a special way to mitigate that. Such as if you look at a Cat 5 cable, the copper wires inside are actually twisted, so that actually helps get rid of the interference, pretty much. So a quick note on electromagnetic signals, since fiber optics doesn't have any, basically it is a lot safer because there's no high voltage. So you can't kill yourself by just touching an open cable and just getting electrocuted. Another thing is also that fiber optics are very light. Who cares about light? Like, new iPhones always get slimmer, new phone, everything always gets smaller. But if you think about it in terms of installing these underground, having these run through cities, very light can actually be an efficient thing because it's probably way easier to install. Like, you need a lot less skills to install these. Per 1,000 feet, fiber optics is only 4 pounds compared to copper being 39 pounds. Who wants to carry 39 pounds of wire to install when you could just carry 4 pounds like a dumbbell? Like, anybody could do that. So I feel like I'm using a bunch of numbers out of thin air. So I'm actually going to show you why I think fiber optics is like amazing.
So what if it's fast? Who cares?
See, at home I had like 20 megabits per second internet, and that was like the worst thing you can have with a family, especially when just one person watches Netflix, compared to this university that has fiber optics running through the whole place. And look at this. Like, look at this. what the heck? This is amazing. If I had a bunch of viewers from YouTube that were just looking at this video, didn't know anything about this, I bet you they're like, why does this matter? What the heck is this? Like, why are you showing us a picture of your internet speed? Well, I'm going to show you in terms of other things, okay? Like, look at this. Buffering. Who wants this? Okay, I'm kind of happy I get to watch, let's say, Game of Thrones, even though I never watched that before, but it sounds cool. While you get to stare at this screen loading. You know, interestingly enough, I've actually learned a little about the history about this, so I can try to explain the history for those that are curious. Well, the main story is that some guy shot light into water, basically, that kind of arced like a parabola, and the refraction pretty much guided the light through the whole thing. Kind of a bad explanation, but that is the history, and that's pretty much how fiber optics came to be, because fiber optics uses light and refraction to get the data to where it needs to be. So it's kind of the same idea. So everyone can learn about fiber optics, even like kids, like, because I'm pretty sure kids bought this at one point in their life and they never really cared how it works, but now you know how it works. That pretty much concludes my video. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry this is almost 7 minutes.